This is News Today with WDW News Today. I'm Tom Corliss of WDWNT.com. Please like this video, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell to make sure you never miss the latest from the Disney theme parks all around the world. But here now, the news for November 29th, 2023. Actually, before we get to news real quick, I got to plug our good friends at magicbandreaders.com. It's the perfect time of year to buy one of these. You've heard me plug them on the other shows. We just put the QR code up. The discount code is News15. That's the discount code you want to know to buy yourself a device where you can check on wait times all the time. By the way, I checked Animal Kingdom again today. Flight of Passage is 40 again. I don't know where people went. No one's here right now. I don't know where the crowds went. They're gone. But I know that because of this thing. So check them out, magicbandreaders.com. They also have, as you might guess, Magic Band Readers. Also, real quick, I want to mention, just because I feel I need to tell you guys, there's only 22 Gertie shirts left. That's it. I think they're in small, medium, and 2X, I think. Don't quote me on that. But nonetheless, we have 22 left, and then they're gone forever. That's it. We're never making them again. So go get them. Let's throw this on the floor now. Here we go. Now the news. Dopey may need to work on his dancing skills as a new video shared on social media reveals that the dancing figure has ripped off Snow White's arm in the last scene of Seven Dwarfs Mine Train in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. In the video shared by TikTok user Dovely Bell, guests can be heard reacting to the sight. Normally at this point in the ride, guests can look off to their right and see the Seven Dwarfs cottage before heading to unload. And inside, Snow White will dance with Dopey as the rest of the dwarfs sing along. When she turns around in the video, we can see, though, everything is not okay. Her arm has been ripped clean off, and Dopey is menacingly grinning as he holds Snow White's arm. It's amazing. The animated figures are still moving about somewhat as usual because they're not connected at this point. Snow White's, like, you can see she's swinging around a little more than usual. The ultimate irony with this is all the other figures in this scene are 100 times older than this one. So for those of you that don't know, all the other dwarf figures and the animals inside the cottage are from Snow White's Scary Adventures at the Magic Kingdom, which opened, of course, in 1971 and closed in, 2000, I want to say 12? May of 12? Yeah, that sounds right. And so those are very old. They're all doing fine, but the Dopey and Snow White from 2014 are not doing so great. These get weirder and weirder, man. Disney announced on Tuesday that the new World Celebration Gardens and Dreamers Point, featuring the Walt the Dreamer statue, will open at EPCOT officially on December 5th, Walt's birthday. Disney did not share an opening date for Communicore Hall or Plaza, which are also parts of the new EPCOT neighborhood. Disney shared the first photos of the Walt the Dreamer statue in its permanent place at Dreamers Point, directly behind Spaceship Earth. According to Disney Parks blog, Walt the Dreamer represents Walt later in his life when he was dreaming up the overall Florida project and the experimental prototype community of tomorrow. He sits with a sense of fulfillment, enjoying the beauty of his realized dream, a park that represents pure optimism and truly celebrates the magic of possibility. The statue, of course, was previously displayed. People got to see it in person at the D23 Expo in 2022. Merchandise commemorating the release, commemorating the statue's debut was already released online and months ago, and in stores at Epcot months ago as well. Although it is expected a new stock of some of that stuff will arrive probably around the time of this opening, because the actual little statue has been sold out since then. We assume it'll come back. But each of the gardens found in the center of World Celebration will connect back to the areas surrounding them, drawing on the architectural legacy of Epcot, modern lighting elements, and a variety of natural textures. Dreamers Point is named not only for Walt the Dreamer that inspired Epcot, but also for those who are inspired by Epcot every day. As well, Luminous, The Symphony of Us will debut on December 5th as well. Communicore Hall was not mentioned in the new parks blog post. We theorized in our last construction update that it might not be ready with the rest of the land, and it seems that is the case. It clearly will not open on December 5th. It's not clear when it will open. If I had to put money on it, now Disney said World Celebration would open in December. I don't think Communicore Hall and Communicore Plaza are going to open in December. My money would be on the start of Festival of the Arts. That makes sense to me. It's meant to be a bunch of flex space for festivals. I would think for the start of their next festival when they would want that, right? They've already made the necessary changes, considering when they thought this was originally going to be done, right? The Disney 100 meet and greet with Mickey and Minnie in the platinum costumes, they thought that was going to be in the new Mickey and Friends meet and greet space in that area, but then they just sent it to Imagination anyway. So they've made all the changes they need to, at least until Festival of the Arts. Of course, Festival of the Holidays is already going. There's nothing missing from that. So my assumption at this point is you will not get to see the inside of that building until Festival of the Arts, but that's not really that far away. I mean, that's in January anyway, mid-January. So yeah, they fell behind schedule. It's not really a shock at this point. But the thing I want to stop and talk about, and you're going to get a rant here. I want to talk about the Walt, the Dreamer statue. So when they showed the original piece of concept art, which was released what feels like a lifetime ago, because it kind of is a lifetime ago, has this elevated pedestal with Walt on it and an unobscured backdrop that has greenery, and then Spaceship Earth, a pretty unobscured view of Spaceship Earth other than the low greenery, right? And then what they've revealed is this giant concrete bench with a really tall back and Walt up against it. The concrete wall behind him is taller than him in most places. And this bench just goes on for miles. So the bench he's sitting on is just this long slab. I think it looks terrible. I don't think it just looks, instead of it looking like a monument to someone that meant something to the place, he looks like a grandfather who couldn't stomach Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind and is sitting that one out. That's what it looks like to me, because nothing about the backdrop or the way they've positioned him makes it feel like this is some special landmark, right? And what's funny about this is we're getting 2 brand new Walt statues right now, and one already debuted, the Dreammaker statue in Hong Kong. That came out perfect, right? It's him on the bench. It's this little bench under the trees. It has these plaques. It feels like it's in a special little spot. It's behind the castle. It has an unobscured view of the castle behind it. And it's this really charming thing with Walt talking to Mickey and showing him, like, look what we've done or what we're going to do, depending on what time frame you want to put him in. It's really charming and very, very well done. This one, like the sentiment behind it of Walt looking out and seeing that his EPCOT was finished is very cute and nice. But the fact where it's located, I think, kills all of the resonance. I don't think it has any based on where it is. I think a lot of people are just going to be kind of sitting with him, just lounging, waiting for their family to get them food or come off a ride, or nothing about where he was placed feels special or interesting. The backdrop just looks, they look like the benches. I don't know if you've been to Grandestino Tower. They look like the concrete benches outside of Grandestino Tower out by the water. Almost too similar. It just really bothers me. It just doesn't feel right. I hope it looks better in person, but it doesn't look good. I have no problem with the statue itself. The sculpt of him looks good. I think where it ended up being placed, which we know things changed, right? Spaceship Earth was supposed to get this big refurbishment, and a lot of things were going to change. At one point, even the building behind Spaceship Earth, the post-show and the lounge, the corporate lounge, those were going to change. That was going to be a very different backdrop. And obviously that never happened. And then the whole middle of the park they redesigned as well, because they didn't move forward with what they originally planned, with the 3-story tall festival center and all of that, and the fountains and the gardens and all of those things didn't happen either. And so in all of that, they kept the Walt statue, but he ended up in what feels like it feels like something that wasn't really thought out very well. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how you feel, but I just don't think, it's a shame because the Dreammakers one was so charming. I really loved it. And I think honestly, that one and the one at DCA are my favorites of the Walt statue. Partners is fine, but he's up on this pedestal, and I don't know. I love it, but it doesn't have the power, I think, that the one of him arriving with Mickey in California, or the one where he's sitting on the bench dreaming up Disneyland with Mickey. Like those feel really, those are emotionally powerful. I don't think the EPCOT one feels emotionally powerful. And maybe part of it is what the EPCOT expansion in total ended up being. Like, would he actually be proud? But I think the biggest part is just that the statue doesn't feel special where it's been placed. The opening of the new Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs location on Disney's BoardWalk has been pushed back to 2024. They announced the new food kiosk's broad new 2024 opening window in an Instagram post on November 29th, also sharing some of the items that will be available exclusively at the location when it ultimately does open. Disney Eats wrote the following: hot diggity corn dog. Have you heard the news? Blue Ribbon Corn Dog is heading to Walt Disney World in 2024. This new location will have some of the favorites from Disneyland Resort as well as some brand new ones exclusive to the BoardWalk. Here's your sneak peek. There will be a Mexican street corn dog, the pickle dog, a lemonade and strawberry lemonade, non-alcoholic beverages, and a fresh spun cotton candy. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs was announced as the replacement for the former BoardWalk to-go kiosk in mid-July, with the eatery sharing in an Instagram video that the location would open later this year. That's not happening. Blue Ribbon Corn Dogs does currently operate a location at the downtown Disney district at Disneyland Resort. How long does it take to convert an existing food kiosk into a food kiosk that sells corn dogs? I don't understand what happened. I don't get it, but all right, you have to wait longer. It's not like there's another dining venue on the BoardWalk that's heavily delayed either. That's not happening. I'm in a mood today. The new Wish-inspired Valentino popcorn bucket has arrived at Walt Disney World after first being released at Disneyland. We spotted the bucket at popcorn carts at Hollywood Studios and Disney Springs. The popcorn bucket is $20. It includes popcorn at the time of purchase, and there's a limit of 2 per person per transaction. Valentino is a small brown goat wearing an orange shirt with a yellow tan collar. He's depicted sitting with a mischievous smirk, and stripes run down the back of his shirt, and the collar features diamonds. The strap that comes with the bucket is white with images of Valentino along with Disney Parks and Wish logos. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. Head on over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and their team will design your next magical vacation, from the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts to the Disney Cruise Line to Adventures by Disney and more. They're also able to book unforgettable VIP tours where you and your group can experience the ultimate park day. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free, so book today. Among the special holiday treats available at Walt Disney World this season is the Dear Holly Day Cupcake, a chocolate and peanut butter dessert available at Disney's Art of Animation and Pop Century resorts. It's available at both resorts through December 31st. It's $5.79. It's a chocolate cupcake filled with chocolate ganache and topped with a peanut butter cream cheese buttercream. You can read the review at WDWNT.com. The world of Frozen opened at Hong Kong Disneyland last week, but we are far from done with our coverage. Right here on the channel now, you can watch a tour of the entire world of Frozen in both day and nighttime. You can also watch a video of the full performance of the Arendalian Troubadours, a musical group that plays Frozen songs and songs from both films. You can also watch a nighttime ride now on Wandering Oak and Sliding Sleighs. We have the daytime one up as well. And coming very soon, if not by the time you're watching this, I did a review of every single food item in the land, as well as an honest review of the entire project in full. So please check all of that out. A Weibo user has shared the first POV video aboard Zootopia Hot Pursuit, the new main attraction and only attraction for that matter, in the city of Zootopia, opening on December 20th at Shanghai Disneyland. In Zootopia Hot Pursuit, guests become a rookie police officer at the Zootopia Police Department. The ride is set after the events of the animated film, as residents of the Animal City are gearing up for a Zootopia Day concert featuring Gazelle. In the queue, guests encounter audio animatronics of Officer Clawhauser and Chief Bogo before embarking on their trackless ride adventure. Shanghai Daily shared the video. You can get the link at WDWNT.com. We have it posted. I gave it a watch. I'm really disappointed. I hate to judge things just based on video. It looks really disappointing. It reminds me a lot of Runaway Railway, right? So they have Nick and Judy in the car, and it goes like through one scene and the other. It's definitely the same figures as the Minnie and Mickey in the car. And like there's a Gazelle figure at the end that's fantastic. and one or two other animatronics, but it's a lot of screens, and a lot of the beats are very similar to Runaway Railway, which I know a lot of you know I'm not a big fan of. So it's a little light on animatronics and very heavy on screens, which is, you know, the Shanghai audience, from what I've been told by people in the industry, there's a reason they lean so screen heavy in the Asian parks, especially mainland China. The Beijing Universal Park is very screen heavy, but a lot of Universal stuff is. So I'm not surprised, but at the same time, I'm very disappointed because I had very high hopes for this attraction. Well, I'll wait and see. I don't know. I will warn you all now, I'm not going to the grand opening. I'm not going Christmas week to China. That's not a thing that's happening. Maybe we'll get out there in the spring to check it out for ourselves. But in the meantime, I'm not. The land looks very pretty, but the ride looks disappointing. Go judge for yourself. Go watch the video. The celestial-sized Choco Smash candy bar has been replaced with a new Choco Smash cake at PIM Test Kitchen in Avengers Campus at California Adventure. Can we have one positive story today? The candy bar has been the restaurant's main dessert offering since it opened in the summer of 2021. The new cake includes many of the same ingredients, just in a cake form, and a basic cake slice, if you will. The Choco Smash cake is $8.99. Its layers of brownie, white chocolate peanut butter ganache with crunch pearls, white cake, dark chocolate truffle mousse, and white chocolate caramel Bavarian cream, covered in chocolate ganache and topped with roasted peanuts. We have a review on our site, but this is a big downgrade. This is a very normal looking slice. The theme of this restaurant is Ant-Man, right? And that things get either blown up to oversized or shrunken very small. You know, I took my parents to Disneyland Paris for the first time in the fall. And we did PIM, their PIM restaurant, which is a buffet, and a bunch of stuff. They have the giant hamburger and the giant Madeleine and all this stuff. And my parents were so enamored. They love the restaurant, thought it was so cute. I gave it a good review too. You could go watch. We have a video up when I reviewed all the restaurants in Avengers Campus in Paris. They did such a great job. And even, PIM in California, like I love the chicken sandwich where the bun is really tiny and the fried chicken fillet is just giant. It's really great. And the Choco Smash candy bar is one of those things where it's like, oh, cool. It takes part in the story. And now it's like, here's a slice of cake from the school cafeteria. What? This doesn't fit the theme. What are you doing? It's a downgrade. It's absolutely a downgrade. Whether it tastes better, whether it's something that, look, the original Choco Smash, you probably need 2 people to eat. I know our reviewer was happy that it's something they could order by themselves. And I get that, but at the same time, it lacks any creativity. It's a buffeteria cake slice. Right, and it's not even as good looking as Disney. Let's look at it. Disneyland Counter Service is known for their cake slices, right? If you guys ever been to Plaza, they're known for fried chicken. I will tell you, anytime they have a seasonal cake slice, I get it because they're always incredible. They're super moist. The frosting's great. They're like the best cake slices I've had in my life outside of like a New York bakery. So this is it's super disappointing. After a stage lighting lamppost in the town square of Disneyland Park fell over and injured 3 people, Disney has removed a similar light pole entirely and stripped lights from other posts around the park. The lamppost that fell was rusted through, and significant winds are believed to be the cause of knocking it over. Windy weather has continued in Southern California. It's that time of year. As of November 26th, the stage lighting lamppost that was previously tied down with cables in the town square of Disneyland has been entirely removed. A hollow fake rock has been added in place of where the now removed lamppost once stood. Near the Matterhorn, lights have been removed from 2 light towers as well. It was a particularly windy day when we spotted the lighting changes. And as a comparison, this is what the light towers usually look like. This tower is located directly across the street from the one with the removed lights. So clearly, no one's been checking on these things regularly, and it's a shame that it took one falling over for them to finally assess if they're all safe or not, but I'm glad they're taking the time to do it. So, for the absolute latest on all these stories and those that didn't make it into today's show, maybe the positive ones are there, I don't know. Be sure to check WDWNT.com and follow us on all your favorite social media platforms. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Interglobe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to all of our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For the worldwide leader in Disney Parks news, this is Tom Corliss saying, enjoy the rest of your today, and have a great, big, beautiful tomorrow.
Welcome to Deep in the Plus. Each week, join host Rob Whiteside as he and a panel of Disney superfans take a different movie or TV show from the Disney Plus catalog. They'll tell you its history, details, and give their review, so you'll know if it's worth your time. Current shows, classic movies, and everything in between. Watch Deep in the Plus live Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern for new episodes, or catch Deep in the Plus anytime on YouTube on WDWNT TV.